Alright, I think we're live. I hope we're live. Facebook's always an interesting one. It says connecting to YouTube, connecting to Twitch, so hello anyone on Facebook who's watching immediately. If you're watching the recording, maybe skip ahead a few minutes while I figure out the technicalities. Streaming to 3 different places is always a bit of a challenge. Oh, Twitch can see me. What's up, Nyquist? Pew Pews, Romoth, Lee, Synchro Prism Zero. What's up? Alright, looks like we have YouTube and Twitch all activated. Let me just quickly double check the Facebook chat settings because that always screws up. And I like to have all my chat in one place. Reconnect. And let me just send myself a test message in YouTube. Again, if you're watching a recording of this, skip ahead about another 30 seconds. How are the levels? Can you guys hear me okay? Let me just jump down to Facebook here. Facebook looks good. Fabian says what's up. Alright. Okay. And we have chat. Okay, all the chat's consolidated. I think that's the first time I've ever had YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook all in one chat window. That's going to make it a hell of a lot easier for me. So welcome to the stream. What have I called this one? I think I called this one the Doctor stream. That's because I'm supposed to be in Berlin right now. I'm supposed to be at Loop, which is, of course, Ableton's big annual event. Lots of awesome talks and presentations, keynotes, interactivity. People from all over the world come to do awesome things, but really unfortunately with the recent bankruptcy of Air Berlin, neither myself nor Ableton's agent were notified, so I actually got to the airport and yeah, like nothing, there was no plane for me to get on, there was nowhere to check in. It was really frustrating. And I talked with Ableton and we tried and we just couldn't find a flight that would get me there more than like 50% of the way through Loop, and it just wasn't really justified me going over there anymore. I'd turn up really tired, I'd turn up really jet lagged, and it'd be a lot of money. Yeah, so it's quite unfortunate. I'd love to be there. If anybody's over there watching right now, hello, I'm incredibly jealous. What's up, Alex on Facebook? What's up tonight? I'm incredibly jealous, but hey, I get to do this with no pants. Hey, couldn't do that at Loop. And it's hot. I've just turned my fan off. It's really hot. I might have to turn it on at some stage if I get too hot and my computer freaks out. So yeah, the title of the stream is Ableton Doctor. My job at Loop, or I had a 4-hour allocation, which is supposed to be right now, was a doctor. So the briefing was a doctor. So anyone who had a problem or had a query that was a little bit weird, which I think is kind of my speciality, could come and they could ask and have a one-on-one session on how to resolve that. So for this particular stream, obviously I've got a track in front of me which I'm probably going to be working on, so it's going to kind of be a production stream like normal. But if you guys have any questions on anything, whether it's Ableton 10 or you've got like a conundrum that you need fixing, life choices, I don't know, anything you think I could potentially help with, I'm happy to answer questions. I'm going to try and stream for roughly 4 hours or so. And what's up, Waspy over on Twitch? How you doing? Yeah, I'm going to try and go for 4 hours. I'll probably have like a couple of breaks in between and get some more coffee. Drinking iced coffee tonight. It is 9 PM in Australia, so I'm on the coffees. But yeah, so that's the general gist of the stream. Lots of people tuning in, that's good. Nice to see everybody there. What's up, Octonode? What's up, Pilk? So yeah, Electricato recently signed to Deadmau5. Or Mousetrap, even, Records, I believe is the correct terminology. Bill was working on this a while ago and he sent it across to me and he really wanted me to do something with it, and I've been incredibly slack and haven't done anything, so I figured this would be a good opportunity for me to use Ableton 10 and actually producing, because I've only really mucked around with the features so far, and just kind of muck around, play with it, see what he sent me. I've had one listen through. There's a cool chord progression over here up the top with some real, it's called Analog Madness or something like that. He's put in some notes here. It says needs an ARP or something, and here says this is probably going to be a different tune, to be honest. If you can make it work, then by all means. And that I take as a challenge. Ku Hurts on Facebook says, do you feel strong about MPE and that this update doesn't have it? I'm going to be brutally honest, and I don't know what MPE is. Can you tell me what that acronym stands for, and perhaps I'll have a better answer for you? Maybe multiple something, I don't know. Terminology I'm not that very good at. So yeah, let's have, just have a listen from the start as we move through. So we've got a bit of an intro sound here. And then he's got a nice fat kick and sub. And he's been very kind and frozen a lot of tracks. You can see there's a bunch of filters I have and stuff that I don't own, like plugins. And got little glitchy sounds. Yeah, so he's frozen all these tracks, which is good because, yeah, I'm not going to be able to use what he's used. And I think we'll get a little melody coming in here. Multiple polyphonic expression. So are we talking about, like, you know, playing multiple notes at once and having expression for each notes? Or are we talking about kind of like having like the MIDI range 0 to 128, you know, the kind of expressive CCs on each note, that kind of stuff? Okay, yeah, I understand what you mean. Yeah, they haven't really added anything apart from the traditional velocity, have they? Personally, that's not an issue to me. I've never really had an issue with that, although I've never really used MIDI terribly much in my life, especially analog or hardware type stuff. So perhaps, like, as I learned production, that wasn't actually something that I even really knew about, so I don't actually consider it to be a lacking feature. Ableton audio is low. How's that? Is that a bit better? Yeah. So this is where he thinks it needs an up, and then we've got this area here, which is, I think he's left it for me. This is where the loop markers are. So what I think I might do is I might go to that analog area over on the other side and find some glitchy bits and do some weird shit. Anton on Facebook asks, hey Tom, how to transpose several MIDI tracks at the same time? Well, I haven't actually tried that yet. I wonder if it's possible. Let's go and have a quick look. Let's answer Anton's question here. So I'm going to create a new MIDI track here. It's added it to the group, but that's okay. I'm just going to add 2 because that's all we're going to need to try to test this out. So let's just put in a nice long C for this one, and we'll just we'll delete this and we'll duplicate this track. Let's see if multiple MIDI editing allows for multiple transposition. So we've got a C and a D. We'll select them both. Doesn't look like I can move them all at once. So maybe there is a workaround. Shift perhaps? No. Alt. Control? No. So I don't think you can transpose them all at the same time. However, my quick fix, which you could do in the old Ableton 8, is I just used the pitch MIDI effect. So if I wanted this to transpose up an octave, I would just go shift up, and now we have a D, which is an octave higher. It's a very, very quick way. I use the MIDI pitch probably more out of any of the MIDI effects. But yeah, that's actually really interesting and a really, really cool feature request. Being able to do multiple transposition when you do have the multiple MIDI mode on. Interesting. I mean, I could hit this and hit up, and then hit this and hit up, but you don't want to do that. You want to select everything, don't you, and then and move them all at once. So good question. Unfortunately, I don't believe it's possible in this version. Maybe it is when the full release comes out. Maybe this is the stage where they're listening to people such as yourself, and they may release it. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. Anyway, let's get rid of these 2 tracks here. How do I film my screen and camera at the same time with audio set up? Wow, that's a really complicated question. If I get technical on it, I've got my main laptop, which is what you're looking at on the left-hand side of the screen there, and then I have another Windows box, which is my streaming computer / gaming computer, and that has a HDMI input, so I have HDMI coming out of my laptop into that computer. Then I feed the audio of this computer into the sound card of the main box, and there's some virtual audio routing software, which is called Voice Meter Banana, I think, and it's taken me a while to actually get there to a point where it works quite well, but yeah, I have two computers running. One's for streaming, and that handles all the cameras and the chat and the alerts, and one is just purely audio completely. Am I reading comments from Twitch? I am reading comments from Twitch and YouTube and Facebook. What's your question, Shane? Hit me with your question. I'm here. I wish I had a stethoscope and a uniform, but I don't. All I could find was an AC/DC cap, but I didn't think that was very professional. Do I use Eurorack? No, I don't use Eurorack. Jason asked on YouTube. Sorry about that. Has anyone ever said I look like Julian from Trailer Park Boys? Which one's he? Is he the one that's always drinking? I can't remember. Or is he the stoned one? I know it's not Bubbles because he's my favourite. Thank you for the follow, Sneerlayer. Somebody subbed before as well. I missed that. I really appreciate who just subscribed on the channel. Anyway, let's get going. So this loop here, I want to skip ahead a bit and see what he's got. This is probably going to be a different tune. Let's have a listen. Okay, so it's quite a nice kind of piano sound. Where are we here? Let's find the MIDI. Here's the MIDI. He's frozen it. So he's using probably a contact patch that I don't have. Shane asks, why can't VSTs work in slave DAWs? That's a question I don't know the answer to be honest. So we're talking about master-slave rewire things. Yeah, that's a good question, and I know what you mean. The very rare times I've used rewire, I've noticed that as well, and I've also noticed that most of my Ableton effects and instruments actually disappear as well when running in rewire mode. So there must be some kind of thing where they attach themselves to the master, and maybe having two instances, they're just not prepared or set up or programmed to be able to handle that kind of competition, and it might crash things, for example. So yeah, I'm not too sure. What's up, Dr. Goldsilver on YouTube? No, I'm not at Loop, unfortunately. I'm back in Australia. We had slight problems, so I'm doing everything from home. Yeah, the one with the good-looking one. That's what I was going to say that, but I don't want to say, you know. Yeah, cool. No one's told me that I've had Tom Green. It depends on the state of my beard. Like if I shave my face, I look completely different. I've had some ones that I like and some that I don't, but yeah. Shane says, I heard it's a VST limitation, but I wonder if there will ever be an update. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think when VST technology, I believe Steinberg came out with it, maybe, I mean, they set a standard, and that standard has seemed to have kept throughout, and maybe one of those was just it can't be run in two hosts at the same time. You know, maybe you'll tweak a filter on one synth, and the other synth that's loaded up will freak out and go, oh, I'm being torn in two different ways, and it will actually crash or something like that. That's just a guess. I really honestly don't know. Could be Googleable. I'm sure that question has been asked before. What's up, Millard on YouTube? I have got nice weather, but as I said, it's really hot today. See my nice big fan behind me. I've had it on. It's actually okay now. It's nighttime now, so it's not too hot. What's up, Octonode? Thank you for the host there. So again, Mr. Bill, he reckons this will be a new tune, but I'm not going to let him do that. This sounds like an intro to me. It sounds lovely. He's got this nice little glitchy thing going on. Always a pleasure remixing something that Bill's worked on and Electricato's worked on. So what do we got here? ARP unused currently. Let's have a listen to that. Very quiet. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to use that. But what I am interested in is up the top here, we have this stuff here. So I actually watched him do this live. So I think this is Bill mucking around. It says modular 1 and modular 2. So this would be him mucking around on his modular synth. And I think we're going to find some really cool sounds in here. And we'll put them over in this area over here where there's not terribly much going on. You're loving the new Electricato EP? Alright, so we've got some clicks and some rolls and some hits, so here's a lot of percussive sounds, that sounds good. Let's move ahead a bit, because this is actually very long. What do we got here? Let's turn off snapping. What's this? Whoa! There we go, there's a good sound. This is when you start unplugging things and plugging them back in again. So we're just running this track at the moment. Yes, we will have a lot of fun with that. So he's basically just tweaking and tweaking, so we've got a whole range of sounds. The master slave question was in reference to why you can't use VST instruments in a slave host and a rewire slave, which I didn't have an answer to, but I had a guess. It's kind of more percussive-y stuff. And let's have a look here. Cool, cool, cool. Alright. Cool. What? Alright, what do we got here? Whoop. Might be usable. So again, just scanning this abyss of crazy modular sounds. Okay. We've also got one more track. Okay, so he's kind of found a groove. Oh, this keeps going. Hang on. So this is where he finds that cool chord. Alright. We're gonna have fun tonight. Oh, Gomez Cam, that's just my cat. He's not there right now. I needed to fill some space, so... Cats are cool. Yeah, internet, cats, whatever. Okay, let's quickly scan through the second one. Thank you for the follow there, Voz Music. I appreciate it. Welcome. Yeah, maybe the rewire, it would work with different DAWs. Again, I've never tried, so fortunately I can't help with that one. Those sounds, they will be used. Those ones, definitely. What's this? And I think he's used a bunch of these already. That'd sound cool. Let's just make an audio track here, because it sounds like it's going to get out of control really quickly, but then it doesn't. But let's make it get out of control really quickly, and we'll use that new echo. We'll put it up to 106 just to get a little bit out of control. What's on the master? A plugin I don't have. Okay, so we'll get rid of that. We'll put a limiter just because. Oh, granulate, just so we don't destroy you guys. Birdcam, do you know what's happened? I checked the nest today and the pigeon's back, and he's like a teenager, so he must have like flown. If you guys didn't know, we had a bird cam. We were watching little baby pigeons, and they were raised by their mum, and then they flew away, and now they're back. So and now they're teenagers, so they must still like be using it as a safe haven in the evenings. Ooh, very cool. Let's automate the dry wet here. I'm going to bring the high pass down a little bit. I'm just doing this for fun, by the way. Bring the feedback up a little bit more. The more you kind of like restrict the filter, the more feedback you can get away with. Ooh, it's getting a bit rumbly. Very cool. Over in the modulation area, I do like this ducking thing, so let's bring the threshold right down and bring the feedback up a bit. Let's try bringing the filter up instead of down. I think it's definitely around here where the sweet spot is. The dry wet we will bring back here a bit. That sounds cool. And you know what? Like, I was listening to like a dub reggae track the other day, and what happened is there was this big dub out delay, but then it just stopped, like silence. And I was like, hey, you can't do that. Like, they always go off into nowhere, or you know, like they fade away. But this one just stopped. So let's try that. Here's my dry wet. Let's bring it all the way down. So the grid size a bit small here. Kind of cool. More feedback. You see what I mean? Like it's kind of like it's something which is supposed to have a finish, but it doesn't. Like it just suddenly stops. I don't know. I quite like that. It could be good just before a drop, perhaps. Yes, automations do snap to grid. Can you show how the ducking release is sounding? Yes, sure thing. So let me just go back to my dry wet. We'll get rid of this automation. Bring it up over 120. And let's just crank it. Sorry, guys. So that's with 352. That's with 55. That's kind of cool. Try the gate. Anyway, let's save that for later. We'll call this crazy echo out of control. Got a bit carried away there. Let's very quickly skip through this thing here. You can produce things that sound like a roller coaster starts to feel like. Yep, that sound in particular is incredibly distorted itself, so... all things are in the green for me. It's just the particular sound, I think. So let's go back and have a listen to some more of these here. I think it's kind of more of the same. Oops. Oh, my voice is coming through distorted? My apologies. Let me move my mic back a little bit. Check, check. 1, 2. 1, 2. This is as loud as I will talk. There we go. No more red lights. How's that? Cool. Alright. I do appreciate you guys helping me out with the levels. So let's go back here. Have a look. So there's a little progression there. Let's just find out where those chords are coming from. Fortunately, Bill is amazing at naming things. Main bass, chuggy noise, hats. So we've got percussion, bass, sound, melodics. Hopkins chord, I'm guessing. Alright, let's test out Ableton here. Let's create a new audio track, and we'll just call this chords to MIDI. This is obviously a frozen track. So let me see if I can just drag this down here. It's already got some ducking, so that's going to be interesting. I will just consolidate that, and let's do harmony to MIDI. Let's see what we come up with. It's coffee. It's coffee. Alright, let's see what we got from this MIDI. That's pretty damn good. Chuck a C in there. B flat. And D sharp. Awesome. So there's a little annotation here that says need an ARP or something. Shane asked, do scene automations carry over to the session view with this update? Scene automations, no, I don't believe they do. I haven't actually tried it myself. There's nothing, but it was not in the release notes. So they did do a new sans font. So there's your consolidation, Shane. So what I'll do, I've started using the plus and minus keys a bit more now, which is kind of cool. Let's just copy this across over to here. We'll make this a 4-bar long MIDI clip. Consolidate. And we'll just drag all these out. And obviously it's chosen an electric and an analog, which is interesting, but let's use a wavetable because it's there. And I might copy this across to here and duplicate that. And we might as well just throw in a arpeggiator and we'll follow Bill's instructions. Sounding good? Hello, Twitch. I just, that first waveform, I just love it. I know it's just a sine to a square, but I just love it. Let's throw an LFO on it. A little LFO, there we go. And we'll make it synced mode. And we'll make it 1 bar. It's on retrigger, that's the problem. I don't really want it to go down to the sine. And of course, let's put a filter on it. We'll change it to maybe a PRD. Give it a bit of res, give it a little bit of drive, and we'll put envelope 2 on it. Wrong one. Oh, and I love it. Look, the envelope decay comes up in the matrix as well. So we'll put LFO 2 on the envelope decay. We'll make this not in hertz and really slow. Try the unison modes. Nah, let's keep it nice and clean. It's a nice simple wavetable. Bit too much drive, I think. Let's go ahead and put an EQ on it. We'll just roll off any low end for the start. Bring these down a bit. Actually, we'll make it a left-right one. I'm just doing this to give a little bit of spaciousness. And we'll put the echo on it. Let me just close this down and we'll loop. I don't think an echo is relevant. Go for a reverb. As I said, if you guys got any questions or anything you want me to do, just let me know. Yeah, I love this view. I love it how you can just go up and do everything. It's so good. VKJ85_TallyRiver85_ on YouTube says, I made some art a few days ago. 70 colors, 1 color for 3 groups, groups within groups, 210 of them. I call it 70 colors of silence because no audio was going through. Tweeted that to Dennis DeSantis. There you go. So if you guys want to check that out, go to Twitter and I guess look at Dennis DeSantis and have a look at that. You're welcome to post the link if you want, man. Oh, that's cool. Let's make the dry wet really short size. Put the drum bus on it, and I want to use the transient shaper. Bring the drive down. Something's still not quite right. Alright, let's see how it sounds with the rest of everything. Straight away. Alright, let's just put a compressor in. I notice under where he's got the kick sample. It'll take me a little bit to get familiar with how Bill lays all this stuff out. I know he's just got his own colored code system. Main kick, sidechain, input. Okay, well that makes total sense, doesn't it? So down here, compressor, sidechain, main kick, sidechain, input. Alright. Maybe in this area here, let's try some weird shit with the OSC. Can we turn it on and off? Yes, we can turn OSC2 on and off in automation mode. So let's turn on OSC2 for the second part of the phrase. And OSC2 will do something crazy. We'll go for a Formant, of course. And I might just draw some, we'll give it a lane. I might just draw some points manually for this. Just nice and slow. And I think with this up, we should change the rate, which I think is very Electrocado Bill-esque. You're probably aware I'm not like fluent with all the shortcuts yet. So I'm going to pick the rate, give it an automation lane, make it nice and big. And we'll use the pen tool, and we'll make the grid size 1 smaller. It follows, annoying me. Let's just listen to it without the sidechain for a sec. I forgot we even put the drum bus on it. Yep. We could even get in there a bit smaller and maybe on the first beat of every bar. That could be cool. Maybe not. Like doing it in my head like a tabla drummer. I like that. Let's just loop this really quick. And what I will do, let's just shut this down. We'll go into the steps mode, and for these two 24ths, what we'll do is we'll bring the steps mode up to 1 just to try it out. Are there too many notes in this? I think I need to quantize them all, so Control U. This is this guy's. I think that's our loop. So obviously you haven't copied across the rate change of the automation, so we'll do that. Maybe that should only happen, or lead into it, and then it should only happen when that second OSC comes in. It's almost like that OSC comes in too soon, so let's open up the wavetable. Where's our OSC on? Wavetable, OSC2 on. What I'll do is I'll keep it off. Give it an automation lane. Clear it completely. Turn it on, and what I'll do is I'm going to keep the gain. Oh no, that's of the sub. me just open this back up again. Okay, here it is there. That's our volume. So what I'll do is take the volume of OSC2, give that its automation lane, and have that just simply come in over that period. Simple. Let's go into the mod matrix. I am interested in seeing... Yeah, unfortunately, yeah, I think we covered this last time. The amount between the destination and the source is not modulatable, which is a slight shame. But what I can do is go into our mod sources. Let's start the decay time incredibly short, just so it all sneaks in. I think it would be cool just to have this to sneak in 20 seconds, maybe up to 7, I don't know, and then down again, just for that phrase, you know. It doesn't have to be like a really prominent feature of the track. It could just kind of like come in and come out. What's up, John on YouTube? Liking the tune. Hey, do you think there's any significant instrument effects missing in Live 10 that would require third-party VSTs? That's a good question. Let me think about that for a sec. And then I think here I'm just going to go nuts. Anything missing? It's a hard question to answer because there hasn't been much announcement on what is coming with Max. Whether it's Max 8, whether they're just going to hit us with a huge barrage of new devices and instruments that are actually Max things, because, you know, as you're probably aware, Max is part of Ableton now. It is no longer a side project. It is bundled. It starts when you open it up. So they may launch a whole bunch of stuff. I'm trying to think of what VSTs that I still use, that, because I mean Ableton tend to covers everything for me. What's up, Mr. Greg on YouTube? Yeah, not off the top of my head. Sorry, John Dawson. Like I mean, it's probably a good answer. It's definitely a good answer for Ableton. I am a little bit biased because as a teacher of Ableton, I tend to use Ableton stuff, and I tend to make anything that I want, any kind of sound that I want, I try to recreate it using Ableton stuff. I mean, yeah, maybe, I mean, I would have said a wavetable synthesizer, honestly, but they've nailed that. They've completely nailed that. And even the drum bus totally came as a surprise to me. Like I assumed that the drum bus was going to be more of a distortion, kind of more like a glue compressor thing. But just the transient shaper alone, I mean, that's the other thing that I've been really into lately is automatic transient shapers. And this is just, boom, it's just like a little function of one of the plugins. So they've kind of added that in. I guess as we go on with this tune, I might hit a point where I'd be like, hey, I need a device, but yeah. So anyway, what I've done is set the decay incredibly short so this sneaks in. Automation consolidation is destructive, like Pro Tools Audio Suite. I don't know. I think it's a good question. I mean, I think it's a good question. 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 I think it's a good question So when you mean consolidation, do you mean like... So actually like consolidating a MIDI clip into an audio clip, or like if I had two MIDI clips that have different automation and then combine them? That's an interesting thought. We can try that. We've got two MIDI clips here, so let me just select this area, and what we'll do is we'll bring the envelope 2 decay up, and then let's consolidate this MIDI clip now and see what happens. So the automation stays exactly the same. Maybe it'll sound cool. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Unfortunately, I'm unfamiliar with Pro Tools Audio Suite as well, Mr. Greg. I'm not sure I can answer that question adequately. John? No problem, man. As I said, the Mac stuff, even myself, I'm not sure what's coming, but I know having it bundled is a huge deal, and I've seen little snippets of things, which I don't know if I can talk about or not, so I'm not, but I think there's going to be some cool stuff. Des969, how much do you cost lessons? They're free! You're watching one right now. 100% free. Always. Most of the time. I don't do one-on-one lessons, if that's kind of what you're getting at. Yeah, I don't do one-on-ones. But if you've got a problem or an idea, get in touch with me if there's something that you need to learn, and perhaps it's something I can make a video and put on YouTube, and then everybody else can learn from it. I found that's the better way to get the most information out there possible. Ableton needs a unison effect. Yeah, that's a good point. A unison effect. I was thinking, you know, I could use a chorus and I could use some like short delays, but maybe an all-in-one unison effect, something simple like the utility, that could be cool. You know, just like a couple of knobs. I mean, the unison and the, I mean, if they just ripped this out from the wavetable and added it as its own effect, that would be pretty damn sweet. I mean, this is one of the coolest unisons I've actually ever used. So yeah, there you go. There's your answer, John. I believe it was you, John. A unison effect would be cool. I'm gonna add something weird in there. Decay comes away. Too fast. Okay, so there's not much there at the moment as far as phrasing or build-ups. I said I'm going to go nuts here, which I am. So let's take the chords. We'll call this the ARP as requested. And we'll close that down for now. We'll go ahead and we'll save this. We'll save it as one, new ARP. That is done. Yeah, actually, I would like a... I know they have their convolution reverb, but I would like a reverb that's similar to the Yuhei reverb. So something that has, you know, parameters that are not restricted to what a traditional reverb should do, put it that way, like being able to like shift pitching and things like that. I think that would be a really cool addition. Yeah, maybe another reverb would be cool. They definitely don't need any more delays, especially now they've got the echo one. So I did that ARP as requested. I'm gonna steal that MIDI clip. I'm just gonna make sure. I think I'm gonna pass this. No, I'm remixing this. I'm not sure if we're doing a collab or I'm remixing this, so I'm gonna stick with his color coding anyway, just so I don't get in trouble. Call it green, something like that. I'm going to create a new MIDI track here. I want some chords to happen here, like before, so I'm going to paste in that MIDI track, and we'll put in another wavetable, because I haven't made a nice flush pad yet. Something about just the sine waves is cool. Let me just loop this. John says, what time ASTD, Australian Eastern Standard Time, do you normally run your streams? I don't have a schedule, man. Like, everybody has schedules. I just don't. I just stream sometimes. I just stream when I want, like when I'm feeling like it. So sometimes I make videos and upload them. Sometimes I just randomly go, right, I'm going to stream. Like, I've tried sticking to schedules and they don't really work for me. It's a combination of me being sporadic and just moving around a lot, and it just doesn't. But I end up disappointing people, and I don't like disappointing people. So instead of disappointing, if you happen to catch one, it's a nice little surprise. Yeah, pitch correction. Yeah, I mean, that could be another interesting one with the whole Max stuff, because that's something Max could totally do. And I know there are Max for Live devices that have tried to emulate auto-tunes. Sorry for you other guys. The question on YouTube was, I'd like to see something for pitch correction like Melodyne. Again, let's wait and see what happens with Max. I honestly, again, no idea if there is going to be anything, but I mean, the frequency shifter effect is okay, but it would be nice to be able to like really change the pitch of something without having to go into like the waveform and change the pitch that way or whatever. You know, complex pro mode effect. How cool would that be? Or like, you know, texture, like an effect that changes pitch based on those algorithms. That'd be really neat. Thank you over on YouTube, Richard Kwan, for following the channel. I appreciate it. So I'm trying to create a nice pad here. I want it to evolve, so let's make it 2 bars long. We'll drag this out. I love this new automation mode. I just love the look of it. Make sure we loop this. Oh, I just like that for some reason. It's quite visually pleasing. Okay, let's make a cool pad in the wavetable. I haven't done that yet. Ooh, I'm changing the wrong thing. So we kind of made a pad the other day, but it wasn't that crazy complex. It's got some real grunt to it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add... Oh, I think I can add a sub in the wavetable. Yes, I can. It's doing the wrong thing. So we'll just add it into the MIDI clip. So we're on an F, I believe. Let's just fold this out. Yeah, we're on an F. I've gotten lost. I just want to give it a lower note here. Doesn't sound very good with this wavetable, but let's flick through these for a second. What I'm going to do is go back to that one we had. Oh, that one. So let's play with the random LFO on this one. So I'll change it to random. We'll assign it to the Osquan position. And what I'm also going to do is change this one to random, but I'm going to assign this, hopefully, to the rate. So I'm going to have a random sending to the rate of the random LFO1. So it's almost kind of like a jittery wavetable kind of cycle thing. And of course this is all going to have a reverb. It's going to sound quite lush, I think. Lots of decay time. John asked, did I have background in music theory before I started producing? I did. I was a classically trained pianist, and then I did jazz at university. So I'm one of the rare ones. I did drop out of university though after the second year of theory. So I do have a bit under my belt, but I've forgotten most of it, if that counts for anything. Let's put it all the way up to 100, see what we get. It sounds like we're getting a sidechain. I think he might have, yeah, look, he's already got a sidechain on the group that's containing this, which I have no problem with. Pull this pad. I might just save this quickly. Isn't that nice? What I'll do is we'll give that amp envelope a little bit more attack, a little bit more release. We'll try it an octave higher. Again, I'll use the MIDI pitch effect. We'll just go shift up. What are we in? F. I'm a mouse guy. I'd love to have some kind of noise there, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to group these together into a rack. We'll rename this pad. We'll create another chain. We'll use the wavetable again. Excuse me. And we'll call this the body. I kind of feel like some white noise would be good. White noise. We'll just go noise. We'll see what kind of noise options the wavetable has. Boys. Noise, boys. And let's solo that. And what do we got here? Basics. We've got white noise. Shh. Let's look at our noise. So, wow. Ooh, radio could be cool. This might be quite loud. So let me turn it down for you. It's got too much tonality to it. What I'll do is I'll throw an LFO on it. And we'll cycle through the different types of noises that they have. We'll start with swept noise. It's got that kind of cooler bit of reverb, just to get rid of the edge. Turn off the re-trigger on the LFO. Not much going on there. Now that wasn't what I was thinking, but that could be really interesting. Okay, we can change the filters to notch. Can we do this? Oh yes, we can. And we can have two of them, can't we? Doesn't sound like much right now. And I'm just going to put a phaser on it. The new automation system, I'm loving it. It's taking me a little while to get used to, as of all major changes, but yeah, it's definitely speeding up the production. John on YouTube asked, any recommended tools to help people non-theory understand? Okay, theory for people who don't know theory. I'd say take jazz keyboard lessons 101. Like classical teaches you, you know, how to hold your hands and how to duplicate perfectly Mozart and do all your articulation perfectly, whereas jazz music theory is really, it's lots of numbers. It's all about learning what chord comes next, what numbers of notes would work over this progression, or what inversions, and you start thinking in a really mathematical way, and that quite that crosses over to working in a DAW quite well. Like what I learned in jazz theory, especially keyboard 101, was very, very important to me. The university I went to, every student, no matter what instrument they played, a vocalist, a singer, a sax, even the drummers, they had to learn keyboard 101 in the first year. They had to learn it because you get a keyboard has every single note. So it's not a guitar. You don't have frets. You don't have to do stops to get the right note. You have every note in front of you, and you can visualize it in your head, and you learn the numbers, you know, and you learn your patterns and your chords, and it's pretty basic stuff, but you get a really good understanding of musical theory the quickest way possible, I've found. Maybe check out your local university or college, and see if they have like night classes for jazz keyboard or something like that, or look online. There's probably software out there now that teaches you how to do it. That would be my number one thing. It's definitely worth getting into. If you want to get into theory, I don't advocate having theory knowledge in order to write fat tunes on a computer. There's a lot of producers I know who have no musical theory training whatsoever and are just awesome, but if you do, that's what I'd say. Can we freeze or flatten groups? Ooh, that's a good question. I haven't tried that. Let's try that. Well, here's a group that's already got frozen tracks in it. There's currently no option there. Let me just create a new track. We'll create 2 tracks and put them in a group. No, unfortunately you can't freeze groups, sorry. You're still going to have to route them to an audio track and resample them. Good question though, very, very, very good. Catch you later, Octonode, thanks for tuning in. I know it's late. So yeah, this sound, I was supposed to go with white noise. I don't know if these notch filters are actually what I want. So we've got a reverb and then we've got a phaser. What if we put the phasing on 180 just to get some stereo width? And I think I might put an EQ after everything. Let's have a look. Yeah, a lot of frequencies there. I just want the high stuff. So now let's have a listen with our original pad. Still needs something. I think I do want a notch. I might just add it in after the phaser. I'll use an auto filter. We'll see if that works. Maybe I want it in time. Maybe a bar. I've got the sound in my head, but I can't quite communicate it. Ooh, I've got headphones on. That's kind of cool. Yeah, it is sad that you can't put your wavetables in as of yet. I did ask about that, and yes, it is not possible currently. There was no further talk about whether it would be possible in the future, so I don't know. There was a whole bunch of technical reasons why it currently is not a good idea. But I reckon that's something someone's gonna like figure out how to hack pretty quickly. All the colours and arrangement bother me. Am I the only one? Colours have never really been something I pay too much attention to. This is Mr. Bill's colouring system. Yeah, it's not really an issue for me. That's the effect I want, but I'm going... Oh, let's turn this into a high pass, turn it on, bring it right down. We're already using the LFO. What if we... No, it's not going to work. Let's put an auto pan before the EQ. Take it out of phasing. Put it in sync mode. Maybe a sine wave. Too much amount. It's quite subtle, but I think that's cool. So I'm going to start it there. I'm going to have it come up here. The quantized snapping of the automation points gets me a lot. It's awesome, but I keep accidentally creating new points that I don't need. We'll go right down here. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to group this auto filter into its own effect rack, and I'm going to duplicate the chain. And with this particular chain, I'm going to change the rate to 1.5 instead, and we'll give it a little bit less res. Let's see if it complements that nicely. I might even go into my amp envelope here and give it quite a lot of attack. I want this to be a low sound. I don't want this to be a prominent sound because I'm going to use some of those weird bass sounds that Bill's made with his analog stuff in this area. So he turns it up. Sub 60 Hertz on Twitch says, do you mess around with Max for Live a lot? Yes. I honestly don't know if I should buy full suite or a release below it. Get Max for Live, man. Like, again, I don't know what's coming out, but they've merged with Ableton. Max Live is going to be huge. Whether you want to program your own instruments or you just want to use what other people are going to make, I think it's the way to go, personally. They are electricato samples, psychedelic biatch. You're totally right. I'm doing a rework. I'm not sure if it's a collab or a remix at this stage or a pass the parcel type track, but Bill sent me this and he's like, you should do something to it, so that's what I'm doing. Totally called it. I love it when people do that. People have done that for me in Grouch tracks as well. Like we'll play something and they go, that sounds like you two working together, and it is. So let's go back to our ARP here. It's quite nice. I really want to have some heavy shit here, so this could be a nice kind of like calm the fuck down part. What do we got over here? Anything? Same again. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move that here, and I'm gonna duplicate this. And let's just drag it out. This is where it goes. This is probably going to be a different tune, to be honest. No, I'm going to use it. So this area here where it says go nuts, I'm going to go nuts. Let's go and have a look at these samples again. Where were those bass ones? So it all kind of starts around here. I'm just going to grab a chunk of this and throw it across. Let's just take this across. So copy, go back here where it says go nuts, close the sound design down, we'll mute it. Drums, we'll close those down. Bass group, bass extras. I'll create my own group here. I'll call this, because I call these texts, so we'll keep using the sub and whatnot. Put the snapping back on. Already works. I'm just going to group the tech track. First thing I'll do is put an EQ on it. Get rid of the low end because that's already covered by the bass group. We'll copy this compressor down into this group and we'll rename the group tech, like so. Have I done something? That kick doesn't sound like it did back here. I think it's just because there's stuff happening. Where is the kick? I think it's in the bass, so let's go and have a look here. So let me just mute that. We're definitely cancelling out. I kind of feel like he would have added a... Oh, look, he's got a compressor. I think I might write my own bass line here. So let's deactivate these. Can I do it this way? 0. Oh, love it. Almost writing itself. Tom, can you make Jeremy controlled modular to create random stems? You could give these stems away as a challenge for others to create something out of it. That's a very good idea. Let's talk about this more when I finish the actual live stream. I'll load up the Cosmotron and we can talk about what's next. Dr. Gold Silver on YouTube. Tom, have you an iPad? If Max for Live is going to be huge, it might sound like a good future use for iOS apps for Ableton use. I did have an iPad, but I left it on stage at a gig and someone stole it. So I don't have an iPad currently. I think you're right though. I think that's a statement and I believe it's correct. Okay, let me just think here. Sounds like the sky was pink. Nathan Fake, if anyone knows that. Ooh, see, that's made me get some ideas now. I'm gonna take a 3-4 minute break, and yeah, I'll just be a few minutes. Bathroom break. Have myself another coffee. So hang in there, and I will be right back. Okay, we are back. Thank you for your patience. Right, where were we? If you just joined the stream, I'm supposed to be in Berlin right now at Loop, but there were flight fuck-ups. Wasn't anyone's fault. Well, it was Air Berlin's fault because they went bankrupt. How does an airline that big go bankrupt? I don't know. Anyway, turned up at the airport, no airplanes. So I'm trying to do as much as I can from back here in Australia and do a live stream right now. So I'm loving this kick in the white noise thing. I said I was going to write my own bass, so in this bass group here, excuse me, I'm going to create a new MIDI track. Make sure we color it correctly. Well, these are frozen, so it says it's supposed to be brown, so brown's good. Let's go and look at that pad that we had before. That's the piano. Maybe let's listen to the piano for a sec. That would be interesting. I'm gonna try this as an experiment. I'm gonna duplicate this. Let me save this. You want to share your dang cheese buds? I appreciate the offer. Okay, we'll call this piano experiment. See that piano, those chords, like, they're weird. If we can just get the bass from them and put them in here, they'd probably sound quite out of context without the actual nice chords of the piano. But later when the piano comes in, kind of be like, ah, that's where that bass line was going. That's kind of what I've got in my head at the moment. So I'm going to unfreeze this track so I can just grab the MIDI and then I can delete that track. And let's go up here. So I'm just going to throw that MIDI clip in here and we'll just call this sub. I'm going to use an operator because if I use a wavetable, I'm totally going to just get out of control. Let's fold this up. So, dung, 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 dung. And it's not really, I mean, it's in time, but, you know, things don't hit on the second beat or the third beat. So this could actually be quite cool. So we'll get rid of these, get rid of these, get rid of these, that, and that. We'll go into our operator here. We'll make it one voice. And what I will do is I'm going to take all these notes and just give them a... Ooh, what have I done? Give them a little bit of extra. And then we can give them some glide. So it's going to be way too low. So let's bring them up an octave. Hello, Aurus DMB, what's up on Twitch? How you doing? Where's my glide? And a trick I like to do, I talk about this often, is I like to frequency modulate a sine with 50% of the fundamental, just by a little bit, gives it a grunt. Let's bring the glide up a bit more. Why are my channel named such large blocks? That's so much wasted space. Again, this is how it was presented to me. I could always just hit the S key, and there we go. How's that? Is that better? Well, it's also because I can go into automation mode, and then I can do all my lanes and stuff. So with the sub, because they're nice long... let's just try this. wonder if this is going to work with the pad. Interesting. Interesting. I'm going to turn the pad off. We'll go from here, and then I just want to hear it go into that piano bit. Oh, keep that sub going. Isn't that cool? How I can start in between a MIDI clip now and it keeps playing. Thank you for the follow, Brain Burl. I like that. It's cool. And then I think if we duplicate this across, if we add in some broken beat stuff here, it'd be quite cool. So where's our kick? Main kick processed. We'll just copy that across here. Let's rename that. Thank you for the follow, BlackSound88. Much appreciated. I'm gonna use this. Whoops. We'll use. Okay. Three high. It's weird. This like the upper half of the clip is now draggable, so I keep going here to try and select an area. Let's just try that for now, and we'll loop this. Should probably make it more. That's cool. Let's find something up in this analog area that could potentially be a snare. I think this first modular one, we had some cool shit. What am I doing? What about all of these? These are all pretty cool. Not that one. That one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to single these out and go into this mode. This would have ruined our marriage if we were married, man. Sorry, dude. So I'm going to just cut that. Cut that. Let's just create a new track to keep track of these. So drag that down, drag that down, drag that down. They're all quite subtly different. So instead of snares, we've got these little kind of hiss noises. I love the shift scroll wheel too. Yeah, why not? Why not? What else we got? Same. Waveforms all look the same. This one looks different. Grab that one. I'll grab that one. Okay. So let's select these. Command X. Quickest way to do this probably is to go into Session, paste them in Session, cut them from Session, go back to where we were. So we've got drums, fills, beeps, stabs, hats. I'll add it at the bottom. Cool. Snare rolls. And I'm just going to drop all these in here. Actually, we'll put one more audio track in. Cut them, paste them here. Mute the track. Already got those kind of sounds. They definitely need to be on the whole double time buzz. It's all a bit weird at the moment, but I think it'll come together. Let's just try that for now. My loop point is out. What's up, Mark on Facebook? How you doing? So that kick is not going in a double time kind of pattern. So let's change this around a bit. Interesting. Let's try the reverse feature. I haven't tried that yet. R. It's pretty cool. I'll bring that down some bit. Make sure it's warped. Bring the transpose down. Make it texture mode. Nope. Okay, let's have a look at these samples that we gathered here. So let's try the stretching in arrangement mode. Wonder if we can do it with multiple clips at once. That would be really interesting. So I'm going to select multiple clips, hold down Shift, hold down Alt. No, it'll only let me do one at a time. That's cool. Let's just bring these all back a little bit so they're more fast and snare-like. No idea what this is going to sound like. Tom Cosm, Staring Desert. says. When you have a lot of tracks in a group track used to get really tall and could be only minimized to a certain height. Is this still an issue? When you have a lot of tracks in the group tracks get really tall. Let's have a quick look. So, audio track, just make heaps. Here we go. Group. So it's fairly tall. I mean, you can stretch it to that point. Let's see if I delete a chunk of these. Yeah, it gets smaller. So I don't know if that's more or less than before, but yeah, that's kind of what you're looking at. I mean, it's kind of handy. I mean, for me, it's handy because it kind of like, you know, gives an indication of how many tracks might actually be in that group. Okay, quite eager to hear how these sound. Not that great. We just throw like a really small reverb on it. Very low dry wet, and we'll use the drum bus just to do the transient shaping again. We'll just try with the 4/4 kick. Nah, that didn't seem to do a hell of a lot of cool stuff. Control Z all those group tracks I did. Hold on. Good God. Alright, where do we get up to here? What's going on? I did like that. Let's put the drum bus back on with the transient. Too much. Maybe need some hats or something. Let's steal some from before just for fun. What's this track? Yeah, let's steal that. Some of these are very out of place. Let's replace that one with that one. What I might do is just that dragging thing again. Actually, let's fade them instead. Interesting. Anyway, I'm getting a little bit off track here. Let's go back a bit. I'm gonna steal that MIDI track again from the piano. Gonna have to unfreeze it again. That's kind of cool. I think it'd be cool to go into the simple pad after that phrase. Obviously, this needs to not be so in your fucking face. Oh god, it's getting out of hand, but it's sounding big, and it's not. I actually like it. Usually not into that huge sound. Let's close that. Oh no. Get rid of this. I've got the main bass going over that sub, so that was a big problem there. Oh no, I had it deactivated, my bad. Go back a bit. Make that first one a low F. No, we couldn't. A little bit more grit. Good shit, Cowboy on YouTube. Something needs to happen at this stage. Again, I'm just kind of getting my head around like all of Bill's shit at the moment. But yeah, I'm just gonna chuck in just a random hi-hat at this second stage. What have I done here? This is leftover, so we don't need that. Snare rollers. We'll add it here. I'm just gonna chuck in a real simple track. We'll just call this simple closed. Throw in a simpler. And I'm just gonna grab like one of the most basic little closed hats I can find. Something like that. Whoops. Very simple. It's kind of a really big canvas smorgasbord of ideas at this point. Obviously my first time touching it, so yeah, but I'm really excited to keep working on this and start giving it some really good structure. Let's make it 1 bar long. So we'll get rid of the bass there, and we will reactivate this. It's a big mess, but listen to this part again a little bit. See, at this stage I think that piano is going to be like a really good intro or a really good outro. I'm going to bring that hat back. I'm just going to add one more MIDI track, and I'm just going to call this simple snare, because I think a snare here would be cool. Again, I'm just kind of putting in placeholder sounds at this point in time. To my preview off of it. Something real kind of simple like that. Yeah, I totally agree about the pads. At this stage, I'm not really focusing on levels and stuff. I'm just trying to get some kind of idea of where things should really lie. What kind of headset do I use? It's real cheap. Look at how shitty they are. They're terrible. Pioneer, and they're red. I just keep getting nice headphones, and whenever I took them to gigs, people would borrow them and never give them back. So I went, screw it, and just bought a $60 pair of headphones. $60 pair of headphones. Alright. Let's lose that pad. I'm just going to go back a bit. I'm just going to play it from the start and shoot to the bathroom. This will be 1 minute, promise. Intro stages. Again, not too sure on the structure yet. I kind of like that as like the main drop. And this could all be kind of intro. We could work it so it's more of an intro type sound. I like that weird bass. No snare. The hats in. Okay, this area here, what I'm going to do for now, I'm going to save it first. So that was the piano experiment. Got epic pads. I'm just going to take everything. Move it across. Excuse me, over here. Let's just get the kick going. And that sub. Where is that sub? What I'm going to do is duplicate that. Move that across to here. Okay, I'm going to go in here and make them all back to normal. Which is going to require me doing this. I'm going to get rid of the grunt on the sub. I'm going to make it a sine wave as well, a saw, just while I work on this. How much do you reckon you use the mouse compared to the push? Ah, heaps. Probably 90-10 to be honest. When I perform, I use the push a lot. But honestly, I really should use it more, but I just don't. Like, I've said this before, but I've seen people use it really well, and I get really jealous. It's almost like I'm scared because I'm not that good at actually using it when I really should be. I'm just a mouse kind of guy. I like using the mouse. So what I want to do here is I want to do something crazy. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm actually really tired. I've been sculling coffee and it's not really working. It's just making me jittery. So I want to go out with a bang, and I want to do something kind of exciting rather than just like muck around. So with this sub here, did I not change that to a saw? Changed the wrong oscillator. Okay, I'm going to put a MIDI effect on it, arpeggiator, 16th notes. Very good, and I'm actually going to delete the operator. I'm going to create a new MIDI track. Actually no, let's not delete the operator. Let's create a new MIDI track. We'll go MIDI in, and we'll put the operator on the MIDI in. We'll take the MIDI from the sub, and we'll arm it. And let's just record. Okay, make sure let's just solo these two. Just so we get all the notes. Very good. So now we have a MIDI clip. I'm going to delete this track because all it was doing was the MIDI. So now we have this. And if we look, everything should be nice and exact. I'm going to make these all a little bit longer just so they touch nearly the end. And we'll bring the velocities up. I'm jealous, Debmaster, going to loop. Say hi to everybody. Say sorry I can't be there. Okay, that's too much. Still too much. Actually, do we have a decay on the envelope our release? Bring that right down. What I want to do, I want to put a wavetable on here. I want to go into the bass presets and I want to muck around with them. I want to use my techie weird technique that I do. So I should probably put this into a new group. So I'm going to drag this outside of the group. And we'll group it all later. So let's have a look listen to some of these presets here. Awesome. I'm going to create a new track. Audio. Let's call it tech. So you guys are probably familiar with me doing this kind of technique. But I'm going to take the audio from, I've called it MIDI in. I'm basically just going to record a whole bunch of presets that come with the wavetable, and then I'm going to like do lots of weird edits to them and see what it sounds like. So that one doesn't sound too good. Duplicate it, delete this. Let's find another preset. We can preview them. Let's try this one. That's a cool one. Let's record that. I'm going to do this about 10 times. Look. Ableton. It's not actually an Ableton 10 t-shirt. It's an Ableton 10th anniversary t-shirt. I got it quite a few years ago when I went over to Berlin, so I don't actually have an official 10 t-shirt, but that's the best I could do. I'm glad I kept it. too much. That's cool. Very good. Duplicate that one more time. Yeah, let's do that one. Ah! So I'm resampling all these. Very good. Duplicate that. Delete. What's the next one? No. 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 I'm trying to find hard-hitting ones. Ooh, that's a good one. Let's record that. Very good. I appreciate you guys bearing with me. I know this resampling process is slightly long-winded. Yep, we'll do that one. What's up, Goku boy? How you doing? I don't know if they sell Ableton 10 t-shirts. As I said, I got this one. I was part of, I think it was the 9 release where I got this t-shirt. I can't quite remember. It was their 10th year anniversary. Cat's getting comfy. So yeah, I'm sure there's merch on their website. Why not? Alright, we'll do 3 more. Too much. That's cool. I might just put a MIDI pitch on that and bring it up an octave. It'd be cool to have something up high. Gomez is good. He's sleeping. Okay. 2 more. Instruments. I quite like that one, even though it's quite grimy. Grab it. What's up, Gary? How you doing? 6 AM. Good effort, man. Cool. And we'll find one more. That could be cool. Yeah, it's simple. Let's go. I'm not sure what the deal is with that one. It was a wavetable, so yeah, it could be anything. I don't believe there's a saturation option here, so yeah, anything you hear will be from the wavetable, any kind of distortion, saturation, and whatnot. Okay, so the MIDI in there, what I'll do is I'll put that back up to the sub track. And now I'll delete the MIDI in. Let me group all the tech tracks. I apologize for my sniffing as well. I've got crazy allergies. Make these small. So we have a lot of tracks here. Whoa, sorry. We will roll them off in the bass. Now, I think Bill showed me a quick way of doing this, quicker way than how I'm used to. This might take a second, guys, so... So these are all 16th notes, so I'm just going to cut like this as quickly as I can and cut every single one. Slice. It's quite satisfying actually. I've been wanting to do this with 10 for a long time, so it's not like this isn't exactly how I would usually do it, but I want to get a feel for it anyway. And I don't know, 7 out of 10 times this turns out really cool anyway, so it's a technique I've been doing for like 10 years now at least. Oh, it's hot. I'll turn my fan on, but that's all you guys would hear. Weaving through the MIDI clips, the audio clips. Morning. My laundry machine woke me. Oh no, it's you. Yeah. What's up, Worrell, over on Facebook? Good morning to you. I gotta make a Max for Live device that does this. Must nearly be at the end, right? Thank you for the follows, Samuel Bemmett, over on Twitch. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I hope Ableton are going to make an iOS version of each of their synths one day so we can create patch anywhere and more intuitively touchscreen. Yeah. Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, this here itself is a touchscreen. I wonder if I can... Yeah, so I can move around with my finger here, but that's not really what you want. Should make some Max touchscreen stuff that modular. Oh, that would be a cool device. Just as the release of Ableton 10, I release a Max patch, which is like all the parameters of wavetable that you can touch with your fingers. Ooh, that's a good idea. Who said that? Dr. Gold Silver. You're a legend. Okay, so I've cut all these into a ridiculous amount of 16th note chunks. Let me just make this big. I might just save it now, just in case something goes wrong. We'll go 5, cut 16. I won't tell you what I nearly wrote then. Yeah, so let's select all of these. And I'm going to disable them all. So they're all disabled. And I'm just going to go through really quickly and enable 16th notes sequentially like this. We'll go down and then up for a start. This is kind of a weird pattern way of doing things. Let's just keep doing that for a sec. We'll do it for 4 bars. I think it'll be such a drastic change coming out of that epic trance build up. If you're just joining us here in for a treat, I mean, it could sound ridiculous. But yeah, as I said, more of an experimental stream. I don't know, like nothing's really changed, but I'm finding this much faster than usual, what I'm doing here. And I'm kind of enjoying drawing a squiggly line. I think it's sleep deprivation or my coffee high. How many bars did I say? 4. Let's just try that. Zoom out a bit. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, let's put a compressor. We should probably copy over the side chain kick sample. I am going to go in and modify those. What do we have? Kick, side chain input. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Keep getting lost. Here we go. Let's try the drag feature. Let's reverse that one. Let's drag this one out, like so. Let's give that one a fade. Too much. I don't think this is the right one to start with. Something's not right there either. Trying to get my head around this. Let's reverse this one. Yeah, the reverse is ridiculously fast. Monitors, headphones, not good questions for me, guys. Like, I'm useless at them. Let's bring this back. Whoa, didn't want to select all of those. Let's give it a fade. Look at that. Maybe that's good. No, maybe a fade. dot, dot, dot. Interesting. Let's hear it with a... where do I put that simple hat and snare? We'll just hear it with a snare. Alright, the idea is there. The idea is there. I'm not saying it's perfect, but it is there. So that is cool. Let's go back from here. I'm gonna have a quick listen and then I'm gonna call it. Cause yeah, I'm tired as guys. I don't feel like I'm performing totally on par. Thank you for the follow, TOCKT. I like that. That drop, that F to the low F. These epic pads. What up, Gomez? Alright guys, too loud. I'm gonna leave it there. It's been a good session. It's 11:22. I was up at 5 o'clock planting watermelons. That's why I'm so fucked. But it's been a really good session. I'm really looking forward to getting some ideas. I know as soon as I stop working on this, I'm gonna have all these ideas and get a structure built and start kind of escalating this, turning it into something that is a true electricato cosm blend. It's going to be a lot of fun. And so yeah, thank you guys for watching. Anyone who's at Loop, have a really good time. Really sorry I can't be there again. It's very unfortunate. I'll be there next year, I promise. And for all those who aren't at Loop, hope you enjoyed the stream and we could kind of vicariously be part of it somehow. So I'll catch you guys next time. If you stick around, I'm gonna start up the Cosmotron. Some of you guys like it, some of you guys don't, but It's a online thing where all you guys in the chat room on Twitch can write music together. It's like an online, anonymous, real-time, collaborative DAW. So if you head over to twitch.tv, if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, you'll be able to play with that. I'll stop the stream here and then it'll get it started. So cheers, my name's Tom Cosm. Have a good night, have a good weekend.